Well, hello everybody. I'm Candido.
And I'm Samantha.
This is
Geeking Out with My Spouse.
And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about solo leveling. So, stay tuned. Yes, so I know when we were talking about the podcast and we were talking about doing some anime-focused episodes, you did a Google search and for like the most popular anime at the current time.
Yes.
And one of them was Solo Leveling.
Yes, it was.
So on a whim, we decided to just start it.
Yes.
And I think we finished it in, one day? The 2 seasons in 1 day?
No, I think it was 2 days.
2 days? So, yeah, I think you're right. I think we started it on 1 day, and then the next day it was just like, crap, we finished it. They were really short seasons. They're like...
I think 12
episode seasons, and they cover a lot of information. I mean, so for those of you who don't know the story of Solo Leveling, it follows a character who is considered the weakest hunter of all mankind. Like, he has like a nickname like that.
That's what they
call him, right? So anyway, hold up, back it up a little bit.
Gene
Woo, right? Back it up a little bit. So like after a certain period of time, these things called gates start opening up all over the world. Mm-hmm. Now this story takes place in Korea. I don't know which.
Oh
one.
yeah.
I don't know if it's north, south. I have no idea. But it takes place in Korea, and these gates start opening up. Mm-hmm. And once the gates start opening up, people begin to awaken with like powers, right, or abilities or whatever. And they have to go in there, the people with these abilities, they have to go into the gates, defeat the gate, the monsters. There's like a gate boss or a dungeon boss, and then that in turn will close the gate, right? And otherwise, if they don't do that, the monsters come out open. And the monsters come out into the real world. They call it like a dungeon break or something like that, or a gate breach. I can't remember. Jesus, I feel like it was like 2 weeks ago we watched
I know, right?
But yeah. So when people awaken with these powers, they go get raided if they want to, because they don't even have to. You don't have to be a hunter, because hunters became a lucrative business.
Yeah.
Right. Because inside these gates, there's resources, materials, monsters that they farm out. They make all kind of stuff. So it's like a business now. So people make money by being hunters. It's a dangerous job. So they rank them from E to A, right? E being the weakest. A being the toughest.
Strongest within their rating.
Yeah. And then there's people who are even further above that. And those are S ranks. But the main story, or the main character, Sun Jin Woo, he is an E rank, and he's considered the weakest hunter of all.
And everybody makes fun of him.
Everyone makes fun of him.
For being an E rank.
But you know what? He still goes in there because he's trying to make money.
Yeah.
To take care of his sister and pay the medical bills for his mom, who was in the eternal sleep.
The eternal sleep.
Or something like that. He's not good at it, right? He sucks at being a hunter.
He sucks, but he's got... I mean, he's trying. He's got spirit.
He's trying, right? So he's got, a warrior spirit, a fighter spirit, but he ain't strong enough to hang in these dungeons. So he really don't make much money.
No.
Right? So he's just in here risking his life for a little bit of dungeon drops, or the beast gems, or the monster crystal that's inside of him. I can't remember what it's called. Essence Stone? We're just going to go with Essence Stone.
Yeah.
So he goes in there, he does that, right? And then I don't know if it was a last minute gate or not, but he shows up and they do a dungeon, a gate, because I think they reference them as both. So the gate is what opens, but when you go inside, it's a dungeon.
It's a dungeon,
right? So that's why I can't
remember if it was a last minute.
I don't know if it was a last minute or not, but they go in there and they get something called a double dungeon.
The double dungeon,
right? And Jinwoo, this dude's getting hurt. There's like a healer chick who has like a huge crush on him. I think he's oblivious. I can't remember her name.
Her name is Jenna.
No, Jenna is his sister. He gets healed by Juhi, who's like the B rank B rank healer that they have was like a high rank healer for. I mean, B compared to that's one below A for healers is like kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
but she doesn't really go to those high rank dungeons because she doesn't have the heart to like do them. So she just kind of hangs out on the lower ones and like helps out those people or whatever. But she's always like
she's in it just to make some cash, but she doesn't want to be in like the big
ones.
Yeah,
right. So that, and she kind of like, I think she has, like I said, she has a thing for Jinwoo, and so she goes to a lot of the ones that he goes to because she wants to take care of him and make sure he's good to go.
Well, because she knows he gets
pretty
messed up
all
every single one.
The dude breaks his knives and stuff, his weapons. Because he has like the cheapest weapons. He has like no armor, cheapest weapons. Mm-hmm. It's because he's broke. Yeah. He's the lowest ranked hunter. He barely gets any jobs. He's out here trying to make ends meet. He ain't got no dad at the moment. Something happened to him. Maybe we'll come back to that. But actually, you know what?
Well, we're going to have to come back to that.
His dad just disappeared. He's just gone.
Because you have read the anime.
I read the manhwa.
Manhwa.
Right. And it's not a manga, it's a manhwa.
But I have not.
Yeah.
So I am just to the point.
But we do see his dad in a couple episodes. You don't really know too much. You don't even actually know it's his dad if you ain't paying attention. Because they don't say his name. He just has a folder with his name on it. And like we read it as the people watching, but he never says it.
Yeah.
But obviously I told you who he was.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So they go do this dungeon and then I think they cleared it, but it doesn't clear up.
Yeah, and that's when they realized it was the double dungeon.
So then they found another path and they realized it was a double dungeon. And
they all took a vote.
Right. And
the majority said, let's keep going.
Well, no, it was split down the middle. And the deciding vote was Jinwoo. He was the deciding vote. It was like even, boom, boom.
Oh,
and they were like, you know what? Only one person hasn't.
Did anybody walk away?
No.
They all went.
They all went in because it's like they got to go in there as a party,
Oh, yeah.
So they all went in there. So he was a deciding vote. He was like, man, you know what? I can get some real good money from in this. Like he's thinking, because they take care of his family, right?
Yeah.
I get it. He made that decision. He regrets it. Well, you know what? Maybe he doesn't regret it. Well, depending on the lost lives, right? So then they go to the double dungeon, and it's like something crazy.
Wait, but they were supposed to call somebody.
Yeah, they should have. They should have probably went out and like said, "Hey, there's a double dungeon in here."
They're supposed to call.
I think that's like protocol.
Yeah, they're supposed to call like what's the headquarters?
The hunters agency or hunters
They're supposed to call them and let them know
like something's happening.
It didn't clear.
Yeah.
There must be a double dungeon, and then they'll send people to rank it, I think is what they said.
Maybe.
But they didn't do that.
They said it, but they all came to the conclusion that it couldn't be any higher than what they were already in.
Yeah.
Like that's how it works. Like if there is a double dungeon, it's never any harder than what the main one is.
Yeah.
But they were all wrong.
All wrong.
Anyway, so they get in here. And
it ain't nothing like they've ever seen before.
Ain't nothing like they've never seen before. There's statues, huge statues everywhere. There's like this big monstrous looking one that like's following them across the room. And then the doors close behind them and they freak out.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, all hell breaks loose. Mm-hmm. The laser beam eyes are cutting people in half. People getting stepped on, crushed, body parts flying everywhere. You weren't expecting that, right?
No, I was not.
Because, it's crazy because... it's labeled like an action anime, but it's also very gory.
Yeah.
I think...
Yeah, definitely.
I think if you... Well, so it's monsters. A lot of the gore is monsters. There's, the hunters that get hurt and die and get crushed and get beat up and stuff. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the gore is monsters get sliced up. I think we need to do Attack on Titan. Because if we do Attack on Titan, that's like all people.
Well, how long is that one?
It's 4 seasons, I think, and they're long seasons. They're like 25 a piece.
Well, I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, it's good though. It's crazy good, but so it's a lot gory. You weren't expecting it, right?
I was not. No.
Yeah. So when they're in there, Jinwoo, he may be the weakest hunter of all mankind,
but he's smart.
And he figures out the puzzles.
Reading the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, reading the commandments and stuff. So the first one is like, bow at the statue of God, and it's like then goes like then it's like praise him, and they had to go to the statues that had instruments, and then another one. Then the last one was like like I forget what the last one was, but I forget what it was. But they all had it was like
They
a
had
sacrifice.
to stand. They
the
had
circle.
to stand in the circle, and they couldn't take their eyes off
the
of
statues.
the statues that were coming towards them.
And then the door opens. So then everybody that's left, they go into the circle, but then the door opens.
So they
And they
haul ass.
they book it.
They get out of there.
But before he got to that center circle, Jinwoo lost his leg or his
Yes.
foot. So he was
Yes, he
pretty
did.
he was pretty messed up. They could heal him, stop the bleeding. But I mean, he was like kind of like the only crippled one left at that point, right? I think maybe
well, the one dude didn't have an arm.
one dude didn't have an arm, right?
But did he run? Wait.
No, I mean, he didn't run. He stayed there till the end. So there other people ran away. And then when they ran away, the door started closing little by little. And they're like, sorry, we got families.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Sorry. And they run. And and then nothing happens to them. And then it leaves the dude with the sword in the one arm, the healer chick, and Jinwoo.
And he said he would stay back and sacrifice, and he needs to take.
Yeah,
He needs to take Junie out.
Juhee.
Juhee.
Take her. I know all these names are so crazy. I don't know if we're gonna be able. We're just gonna reference them as
I can't remember that. They're all J's.
We're gonna reference them as their rank and whatever position they are, maybe. So I'll say the B rank healer chick.
It's like that movie 20 or that show.
Which one?
19 and Counting, with the two people that kept having kids.
Oh my
The
goodness.
Duggars. They all start with J.
Too many names. Too many names to remember.
Too many kids.
Yeah. So, and then they escape, and there he is alone, right? And then the statues are coming. They're messing him up. They're throwing him in the air, slicing him up. He loses an arm. He's like just on the podium, on the circle. The lights they're dimming down. They're stepping in, and then there's like a candle circle. You remember the candle circle, the blue candle circle, and it's like a timer.
Yeah.
And right as the final axe is coming to end Jinwoo's life, at the same exact time, the candle goes out, which is the end of the timer, which means he like survived. And then that changes everything for him, because then he gets like reborn with the system and becomes the player of this system.
And he gets everything. Like,
Yeah, and then he just wakes up.
he's whole
Right? He just wakes up in the hospital.
arms
and legs back.
because they
get him back up.
And then they're trying to figure out what happened, because they were like, well, when we came and got
You were out. There was no double dungeon, no other door. You were just there.
everything was gone.
Right?
So,
Your arms and legs was there. You were just unconscious. It'd been like a week had
Yeah.
passed or something. And they say, well, maybe you, what did they call it? Reawakened.
Yeah, reawakened.
And no.
No,
they tested him and he
did not.
He was still an E.
Yeah.
So there was, it was like a crazy thing.
At this point.
At this point, right. So that's where everything changes. And that's kind of where I guess the core story happens. Mm-hmm. Because at this point, the system is guiding him to become stronger for some...
It's like a video game.
For some unknown purpose. I mean, I know the purpose, and I told you the purpose.
Yeah.
But,
But as a viewer, you have no idea.
if
Even up to this point, you
Yeah.
still don't know.
you don't know why the system exists and what's the purpose.
So they do kind of hint to it at the end of season 2, because they say they keep talking about him, whatever.
Right,
the
right.
two, what did you call them?
Monarchs.
The two monarchs that
Right.
were in that dungeon.
Yeah, it's like a beast monarch and the ice monarch or something like that.
So they keep referring to him.
Him.
And
And then they say, why, or did he lend him his power?
yes.
Right. So, it's
So
kinda like
then
you start
you're
thinking about it.
so things are like starting to come into play.
Yeah.
But not a whole clear picture yet,
Yeah.
because then it's now the season's done.
Season's done. So they can leave you on a cliffhanger, kind
So
of.
now we gotta wait till next. Well, I have to wait till next season. I know you told me what happens,
Yeah.
but
It's different when you watch it.
It is
too.
different when you watch it.
So, yeah. So then he's playing the system, or he's playing the games in the system.
He's getting stronger.
He's getting stronger. He's leveling up. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
And he changes. His appearance changes. His voice changes. Everything
He
changes.
gets taller.
He gets taller.
ripped.
He gets more handsome.
The nurses in there were like, oh, he didn't look like that before. Now he's really handsome. And like one of them, gives him her number, I think.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Yeah, you can have my number." And he was like, "Remember?" And then he's like, "Oh, maybe they have to give me some test results or something."
Yeah.
Oblivious, didn't even know.
Had no clue.
Didn't even know. But yeah, no, I like the story because it shows this like character who started from nothing. Not started from nothing, but started at the bottom of the barrel. All right, the weakest hunter, and then he becomes stronger. But he's hiding it. He doesn't want anybody to know that he's getting stronger.
Which I get,
Right.
Because he's playing the system.
He's playing the system. He's playing the game, right? But the problem is, if he doesn't go and get himself reassessed, like he can't go to these higher dungeons, and he can't get stronger because the stuff that he's fighting is like these lower tier dungeons. So he's not getting as much XP.
Yeah.
You know.
But so I get, I get the reason why he did it, because then you have the one instance where he goes in to mine.
Oh yeah, he's a miner. Yeah,
And
like the
they're like,
excavation
oh well,
crew.
he's an E.
Yeah.
So he's the what do you call it when you like bait? So he's like the decoy.
Oh, okay.
Him and the kid are the what was he like a B or
so
C?
that one you're talking about when they do that they get in there and they're like, oh yeah, we're in a crew and you'll just be there, carry our bags.
Yeah.
We just only need you to meet the minimum number requirement, but we practice as a squad of 6 or whatever.
Yeah, but they still think he's an E at this point.
Yeah, they still think he's an E. Even and then the dude he just met that day, he's a D rank. So they're both low level dudes.
I thought he was like a C or a B.
No, I think he was a D rank.
Oh.
Then he had all that expensive gear because his dad had on the
Yeah.
money. So then that's when things really take a turn.
Yes.
That dungeon, because they go in there and the main squad is like ignoring them. They're like in the back.
Yeah.
Right? They're not doing nothing. They're just collecting essence stones. And then they get to like the dungeon boss and they're like, "Oh, you know what?
We forgot
some stuff.
Our equipment.
Right, we'll go back and go get it. And then you stay in here, right?" And
then they lock him in there.
Lock him in there.
They make the
ceiling collapse
Yeah.
or something. And they lock him in there because they want the dungeon boss to eat them and go to sleep so that they can mine and everything. But
so
little do they
can,
know.
They can spend all that time mining.
Yeah, little do they know. Jin Woo in there, and he's wrecking shop. Solos this big spider. Mm-hmm. Right? And then, that's just so crazy. Rex and the guy can't believe it. The guy that he's in there with, the little D rank dude, he can't believe it. He's like, man, this dude must be a false ranker, lying about his rank so that, he can like kill people, because I guess false rankers are people who like are villains for the most part.
Well, they lie about their rank so that they can get people in there, and then they'll kill them.
Kill them.
They enjoy killing.
Like what happens in the dungeon stays in the
dungeon.
Yeah. And so, and then so what happens is, they defeat the monster, right? And then the dudes come back, and they're like, holy crap, they defeated the boss, and they think that the other guy did it because he has all that expensive gear.
Yeah.
But then, no. They're like, hey, you kill him, you come with us, we split the loot. And the dude's like, nah, I'm not going to kill Jin Woo. Because he's seen what he can do.
Yep.
Little do they know. And then the system at this point
is like, you have to kill them.
You have to kill them. So there's a penalty if he doesn't do it too, right?
So
he has to do it.
I can't remember what it was. It either you die, either they die or you die, right?
I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So he had to choose, and he didn't. He took him out.
The
first dude walks up to him, talking all that mess.
Done.
Slice, head off. Another dude, he started hitting them with the dagger. It has poison, exploding blood coming out of their orifices. It was crazy, violent.
And then the last one,
I like it,
was begging.
The last dude,
bartering.
The last dude is like, his brother is an S rank who's been like extradited to America because he's a problem in Korea. And he's like, don't you know who my brother is? He's like, I don't care. And he crushes them. Mm-hmm. Gone. And that's when everything becomes crazy, because then he levels up crazy. He just starts like murking bad people in these dungeons.
Yeah.
Because then the next time he does it, it's the dude with the purple hair. You remember that one?
The crazy one?
The crazy one, yeah.
Yeah, he was like...
So he was like part of the Hunters Association.
He killed those 2 people.
Yes.
For no reason.
Well, yeah, yes, for no reason, because, so, I can't remember his name, but, the dude, they're prisoners. Some guy, because they do, like, prisoner release program with, like, hunters that are in jail. Mm-hmm. And they say, hey, man, we need to clear these dungeons. We don't have enough hunters to clear these dungeons to close them. So they, like, do, like, prisoner release to, like, or, like, work. I don't know the freaking words for it. Yeah. But they, like, work and lower their time or whatever. And the guy and that 3 dudes, that 3 criminals, like, had killed and assaulted some girl. Yeah. And the guy, the father paid him. Yeah, the father
to kill him.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But then the other 2 dudes came in, witnessed it, and he killed them.
He killed them too. Well, he enjoyed killing, and he said that.
Yeah. So they have a pretty decent one-on-one. I think that was pretty crazy. Yeah. And he kills him, steals his, like, shadow or, like, stealth skill. I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. There's just, like, so many, like, good monsters, good people in there. I think that was pretty exciting. Yeah. Yeah. And then the Red Gate. The first Red Gate was pretty crazy.
That too. Was the first Red Gate. That was with the elves,
the ice elves, and the ice elves and the big bears. Yeah.
Yes. Was that? When did he first... Hold on. When did he first start taking shadow people?
Oh, so after that.
It was after... Well, no, because he took all of them.
So, yeah, no. I'm talking about after he kills the guy in the purple. I think he goes into the demon castle, but he can't finish it. So he gets strong enough to a point where he hits a level, and then, like, a class unlock happens. Because he's, like, leveling up. Boom, 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 boom. And he's leveling up, and it says job change quest or whatever. Yes. And then he goes and he does that. And then that's when he goes into that special dungeon just for him. He fights.
Oh, yes. When he gets the keys.
The keys. He has multiple keys. Yeah. And then so he goes and then he has to fight the statues or the monster armor, and then they're wizards and all that crazy stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then he gets that shadow monarch, or he gets necromancer. He hates it. He doesn't even want it. He's like, why did you give me necromancer? Yeah. And then it was like, oh, well, because it's just a back skill. Like, you can still do whatever you want. Yeah. But you get this shadow, shadow retrieval or something. And then he gets the squad. Arise.
I love that.
Yeah. That dude isn't the guy. So the voice actor for that is Alex Lee is his name. He's, like, real popular right now.
Oh, really?
The dude is doing everything.
What else is he in?
He does Zenitsu.
Oh, Zenitsu.
Yeah, he does Zenitsu. He does.
But you can't tell with Zenitsu because Zenitsu is always screaming.
High pitch, like whining. Crazy, but he does Zenitsu. He does... I don't know. In Marvel Rivals, he does Daredevil.
Okay.
He does a lot more, and I don't know why I'm spacing right now, but he's in a lot right now. Like he does Mashal. You haven't seen Mashal yet. Mm-mm. Mashal, we're watching Wisteria, Wand, and Shield. Yes. And that's magical. Yeah. And Mashal is magical as well, but not really. It's like it's called like Magic and Muscle Mashal, I guess. I don't know how that really works. Mm-hmm. And I think I told you about it a little bit, but the main character doesn't have magic, but he's like ridiculously strong. Mm. And like the stuff he does should be magical. So like to fly, he kicks his feet and creates like jet currents under his feet, and that's how he flies because he's kicking his feet with so much force. Right, so, but it's not magic.
So it's kind of like what's the dude who touched the sun or something? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. God, I don't remember the name, but yeah. So he does a lot of voices. But anyway, people were like talking crap to him on like social media. It was like, don't mess up the Arise line. Like, because it's iconic. So anybody who's read it, like, knows, like, this is like the hotness. Like, when he says it, it's supposed to like give you chills.
And that he mastered it.
He was just talking mad. So he's like, wakey, wakey. There's a video of him. And he's like in the studio recording, and he's like, erect. or he's like, get up, wake up, wakey, wakey. He said a bunch of different takes. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, then he gets that power and that ability. And then he gets Igris, which is like, later on, you'll know that that's the Shadow Monarch's like right hand. The original Shadow Monarch's right hand. Oh. And that's why, and he kind of like didn't want to lose to Jinwoo because he got to make sure he was worthy of the power,
So and that's why there's there's speculation that he just gave up. Isn't that the fight?
Yeah. So I think the main reason that thought is there is because he's like, I can't beat this dude with my daggers. So he said, let's just throw hands.
Yeah.
The monster don't have to abide by any of those rules.
No, absolutely not.
So, but he does.
And he does,
and
yeah.
that's why he lost.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't, then he probably wouldn't have had that issue.
Well, also, I mean, he's in this dungeon.
Yeah.
It's kind of like releasing him.
Kind of, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. It's like a prison.
So
He's repurposed. He's like, serve me.
okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite shadow?
I do have a favorite shadow.
Who's your favorite shadow?
So, God, I have two favorite shadows.
Have we seen them yet?
I mean, we have,
Okay.
right? So my first one is Iron, which is the dude that he does in the Red Gate that he basically kills him and turns him into his own shadow because he needs a tank.
Yes.
So because he's just so dumb and like so giddy, it's like so crazy, like the personalities they have after the fact, right?
Yeah.
And then of course my favorite shadow is Baru, which is the name he gives the Ant King or whatever.
Oh, yes. And he can talk.
He can talk because he's general class.
He looks at him. He says, you can talk.
He can talk. He's like, bestow me a name. And he's like, Baru. He's like, and then that's it. He like, love. And it's crazy because he's like so obsessed with him. And what other show that the dude is like really obsessed with?
You said this.
Diablo.
Diablo.
Yeah, like Diablo and reincarnated slime.
Slime.
He's just like that in terms of like just obsessed with him. Like,
Yeah.
master this, master that. I'll do whatever you want. Tell me what you need. Like, send me on every mission. And at this point in the story, he's the strongest shadow he has.
Yes.
And he's a beast. He like completely obliterates every remaining ant that was alive.
Yes.
Just like in like hyper speed.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. So Baru's my favorite. And then followed by Iron. What about you?
I like Brew.
You like Baru?
Yeah.
Baru's cool. He named him after like, I remember seeing it in something. I read it. It's like a poet or a TV actor or something. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why he picked that name for him. Because it goes more into the detail into why he picked that name in the manhwa.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like Baru and then that's it. He thought about it and he was like, oh, it reminds me of this guy. And he gives him that name.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember what it
You know
was.
what's funny? You had mentioned in the manhwa, there was in that scene when he wakes up the
queen?
The queen when
Yeah.
it says arise. And then the other ants were like trying to figure out what to do, so they had to release him.
Yeah.
He had to release her. I really wish they would have put that in there.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool.
Because it kind of like, it kind of gives it more of a, I don't know, it gives it more.
Right, because like the ant drones are just kind of like dumb, basic level dudes, right? Mm-hmm. They're strong, yeah, don't get it twisted, but, you know, they're just like, oh, the queen? And then, oh, that's my king. Now, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, they're hive mentality, so they like split, and Baru's like, you can't get rid of her. They're splitting in their minds or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think of that whole arc? Or you know what? Let's not get there let's not get to that spot because there's a lot of cool stuff that happened.
Yeah.
All right. So we have in the beginning, the first big fight was the snake. That's where he starts showing out. That's the first kind of solo dungeon with the key that he did.
Yeah.
And he fights the big snake. Mm-hmm. And he gets his first daggers at that point. That was one of the fights. And then the next fight was another one like that one. I can't remember, kind of like the solo ones. But then, of course, the solo job change. There was the Red Gate. There was the Demon Castle, right, where he has to go and he's trying to, get the medicine. He's fighting his way up 100 floors, and he fights the demon monarch up there.
And but the first time, he uses his transport
because he's not strong enough to get there just yet.
Yeah.
Right. So out of all those, and then there's the Ant Island arc, or the what is it called? Jeju Island arc. Mm-hmm. Also, when the Japanese dudes coming out there trying to show off over there at the training spot, Did you see that? Like, so, like, out of all those, like, fights, I guess, which one is your favorite? Because there's a lot of really good fights.
Yeah, I know.
And you always think, you know, it's solo leveling, and you always think that it should be a little harder for him, but eventually, I mean, it is harder for him.
So that is something I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
Because you had mentioned that a lot of
people don't like it.
A lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, it makes the story, I don't know, I like it because it's like this guy who was super weak, and then he gets this power for some reason. Whatever happens, right? But he's still humble. It doesn't really change him who he is. And then but I think that, like, that gives him more power, especially when you're watching the show.
Yeah.
And
because he uses it as fuel too when he's getting pushed up against the corner. Like, I was weak.
See, for you like the action, you like all that, but for me, his personality really ties into that more because I feel like it just makes him more powerful. Like, and you know, people might be upset because, oh well, why is he able to beat this one, the ant, Baru?
Yeah.
Why was he able to beat him when he would have just killed all the other S ranks?
Yeah.
What, you know, why? Or he killed 2 or 3 of the Japanese, just took them out, just like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Why? Well, there's a story there.
Yeah.
You just have to get to it.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. People see things so differently than I do, but I like it. I think that it's because there's more of a story behind there, and I like the story.
Yeah,
but I think people just want to see more fighting, like
they want to see more physical struggle,
harder challenge.
Yeah,
you know,
because I grew up watching a lot of, like, the action anime.
Yeah,
and, like, a lot of like the circle of an action anime, it's like big bad shows up. People fight the big bad. Either they win or they get beat up. They retreat, train and get stronger, come back, fight the new big bad, or fight the big bad again, defeat him. A new big bad shows up, and it's just like a rinse repeat cycle where it's like a stronger person shows up. You get defeated. You got to go back. You got to get stronger to fight him the next challenge. So it's kind of like a vicious cycle.
But he did do that.
Yeah,
he did do that. So now he's at a point where he's able to, because of the training that he did and the level ups and everything, he's at a point where he can beat things that no one else can.
Yeah.
But his story is just, it's very empowering.
Yeah.
But again, that's the side
kind of
that
stuff you
I like.
Yeah.
Whereas most people that watch anime just want to see the action.
Yes, exactly.
So.
But yes, again, speaking of the action, favorite fight.
Favorite fight. I'm gonna have to say the ant was my favorite fight.
Yeah.
Now
it was animated so nice too.
So yes, and I really like the first Red Gate.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I like the ice elves.
Okay. Yeah.
I like how that went down. I really liked that. I liked the bears. I like how. I think one of my favorite parts in that was when the guy comes and he's like, you're just sitting there eating, or
in your warm clothes and stuff. How did this all happen?
Yeah, and he's just so mad that his people died, and it's like, you know, you decided that you wanted to split up.
He left them there knowing that they would die, or thinking that they would die.
Yeah. So if he would have just stuck with Jinwoo and they would have went together, that wouldn't have happened to him. So he made a bad choice because he said, "You're weak."
Y'all stay back.
But I think at this point, he had already gotten the error and was waiting for his license to be updated. Is that what it was? I think at that point it was.
No. So that was before that.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. That was before that. The error one, or or right before, so he gets the test or whatever. He does the mining one, and he's mining, and all the miners like, oh, you should be a miner, right? Because you're making us break through all the mines really good. And then the second team shows up, and he's like, oh, hey, all right, we need somebody to be our backpacker, and carry our stuff. And they go in there, and it's the one with all the orcs, and that they can talk. They're so strong, all the orcs. And he's like in the back. And he's like in the shadows, like slicing Achilles tendons and like saving people.
He does the stealth mode.
Yeah, and he's like, and so then that all happens, and then he defeats that boss, which he arises and names him Tusks.
Yeah,
or Tusk.
Tusk.
Yeah, which is also another good one. Yeah, he's another good shadow.
Yeah,
I like
he
him
is
because he's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I like when he goes in the demon realm or demon castle, and he gives him the orb, and he like disintegrates everything, and he's like, maybe we should. Not use that right now. He like has like a weird smirk, the shadow does.
Yeah.
But after they defeat Tusk or the ogre orcs in that dungeon or whatever, he comes out and said, all will be revealed tomorrow, is what like the dudes from the Hunters Association is like, don't answer no questions. Y'all hear about it in the news tomorrow. And that's when he gets announced as the like 10th S rank.
Then he gets announced when that other dude is there.
Yeah, he's like an A, and he thinks that he's hotness. He's like a idol, like a K-pop idol.
Yeah,
that got him some bad publicity. And so he was using that as a way to kind of get back into the limelight.
Yeah,
or out of the limelight. I can't remember if limelight's good or not. Limelight's bad, yeah. Get out of the limelight.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know all that lingo. Yeah. But the reason that what is it again?
Which one?
The Ant Island.
Jeju Island. Or Jeju.
I can't remember any of these. The reason that's my favorite, one, he doesn't go.
Yeah, no, he doesn't go. He's like, hey, my mom just got out of this coma. I want to sit here and be here with her.
And he shows his power, like what he had just figured out how he can switch places with the shadow, right? He had sent the shadow with them.
Yeah, he sent shadows on all of them. Right? Yeah, he had them all in there.
And then when he does show up, he saves the day.
Yeah.
But you also see his emotion too, because the healer dies.
Yeah.
And then he brings him back.
Right.
So that he can heal Cha.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that
no potion can help
she
her.
Would die.
Yeah.
And then as I'm crying, I'm asking you, well, that's not how, like, he wouldn't want to be a shadow.
Yeah.
Can he release him? And you're looking at me like, shut up.
Stop asking questions and just watch.
Literally 2 seconds later, he releases him.
Yeah, dude puts his hand on him, and he's like, hey, he's not that type of person. He was really against violence. Like, I know he'll be good in your, like, army or whatever, but he was like, would you consider, like, letting him go? He was like, yeah, I was planning on it.
Yeah.
He was like,
oh my God, I started bawling.
He was like, and it's because you asked me this time instead of trying to tell me. Because he talked when he got out of the.
And he touched his shoulder.
Yeah, he was like, you're gonna tell me what happened. And he like said a demand, and you actually asked or whatever.
He said you touched me again, and dude thought he was about to like.
Yeah.
Like blast him, but he was like,
difference is you asked me this time.
Yeah.
And then that was a touching moment.
It was, and it's like every fight, every situation, he's still humble. He still shows his kindness, and even when he kills people, he's doing it just because they're not good people.
Yeah, they're not good people. Yeah. Yeah, he's just a good character all over. I think I really like his character arcs, starting there and then making his way to the strongest. And I know I was telling you kind of get a little glimpse of it when it's like there's like these ants that are heading towards China. And then you see this guy with like 2 swords on the back of his back. And he like does like an X slash, and like all the ants are dead.
Yeah,
So above S rank there's something called a national level hunter.
Yes.
And Jinwoo becomes Korea's like national level hunter.
Oh, okay.
So,
when do they declare him that?
I mean,
Shit.
I don't know.
You're not gonna know where it is.
I don't know
how
how in the show it's going to do it. With the pacing that it's in now, I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I do know there's going to be something where he gets invited to like the UN of hunters.
Oh.
And then he meets like the Americas dude, and then when he's there, the dude's brother who he killed, the first dude he killed, that was like, my brother's in S rank. He sets him up to try to fight the American National Hunter, and they like box it out. And he takes him out pretty good too. But yeah, so that happens. There's a lot of action because at this point there's something called rulers, and the rulers are like the enemies of the monarchs.
Oh yeah.
And so, but the rulers like lend their powers to people, and so the rulers like lend these powers to some of these hunters. So these like national level hunters, I believe,
their powers are from rulers.
Yeah, right. So,
and they're like gods.
Yeah, they're super
demigods,
strong.
whatever.
Yeah, they're super strong. And so, yeah, they box it out, and Jinwoo beats him too, and then he kills that dude.
And he makes him a shadow.
He makes him a shadow too. I think he calls him greed or something like that. It's pretty good. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of good stuff. So there's some of the stuff I don't like. The only like some of the stuff I don't like, and I don't know why they chose to do it. Maybe it's just saving time or whatever. But like you said, or like I told you about the ant, the queen ant, and how like they cut that scene out, and then they also cut out the scene where like Jinwoo's watching, and his mom's like, "You can go," or she like gives him. She kind of like tells him she's gonna be fine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's kind of like the nudge he needs to like. I forget what he says. Shadow exchange is what he says.
Shadow exchange, yes.
Yeah, so that. But also another one I think would be really cool. Would have been really cool for them to show is when Jinwoo was fighting the dude. I can't remember his name, but the Japanese top hunter. And they're like sparring
in the room yeah,
and like they're going at it, and there's a scene right so after they like both charge up and they're like about to take each other out, they break it up or whatever,
yeah,
but they pan to the Japanese dude and he's like scared shitless, like he's like scared, and they don't show that at all in there, so like that would just like cement his power even more, like this dude's that strong, he's the guy.
I understand that they have time limits and they have to keep these things short, but what you detailed, I think, would be it would be better with it.
Yeah, it gives it a little extra. That I really like.
So I don't know. I have no idea why they do what they do or how they pick stuff to pull out.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah, and then his dad. Before we get to the end, because we're getting pretty close here.
Oh yeah,
his dad gets discovered somewhere in like America, because he comes out of a gate, and
he was watching. He was standing in one of those dungeons watching.
Yeah, I can't remember, but the dad was there watching, and he is given powers from the rulers to stop the resurrection of the Shadow Monarch, which is now his son.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that yet.
Yeah.
And the way that plays out in the following season is going to be good.
Yeah. So, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next season to come out. But you said that it just came out, right?
I believe so. I mean, I think we're going to have to wait 2 years.
Ew.
I think about 2 years. But, like
Whatever.
I said, they hand draw this stuff. They're not throwing it in AI. It doesn't have the same quality.
Maybe they should throw it in AI so that I can see it now.
Yeah, I know. Or you can just read it.
I could.
Yeah.
But I can't read.
But all right. Well, I think that's gonna be the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Unless you have any other final thoughts.
Watch it.
Watch it. It's good. You'll enjoy action, violence.
Lots of action.
Lots of action.
Lots of blood.
And emotional stuff
Very
as
emotional.
well. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Candido.
And I'm Samantha.
This has been
Geeking Out with My Spouse.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Geeking Out with My Spouse. We love getting to share our nerdy rabbit holes with you, and the fact that you're here listening means the world. If you want to support the show, the easiest way is to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. You can also leave a rating or review. It helps more than you think.
Do you want to go the extra mile? Share this episode with a friend. Tag us on your socials. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Or send us your wild theories and fandom hot takes at geekingoutwithmyspouse@gmail.com. We'll be back next time with more cozy chaos, more geekery, and probably at least one moment where one of us says something we immediately regret. See you then.